latest death coming out of Minnesota. Women are flooding to TikTok to make the death all about themselves.
Hey, so they're gonna kill us anyway, so I think maybe we should just mob them. I mean, I don't... If you comply, they're gonna shoot you. If you try to leave, they're gonna shoot you. If you're already on the ground, they're gonna unload into you even though you're already dead.
Ice out! 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 Ice out!
Meanwhile, people are making GoFundMe accounts for Alex Pretti, the man who was shot by the ICE officials. And let's be honest, Alex would still be alive just like Renee Good if they let ICE do their job.
When are the Dems going to actually January 6th this bitch? Like, all we do is stand on the street and blow whistles and keep getting shot. Like, when are we going to be the ones to ambush them? Like, what in the fuck is going on here, you guys? Like, we have to actually stand up for ourselves, or you're just going to keep getting shot in the streets.
And word on the street is the government might be shutting down. And word on the street is somebody might be funding this. Look at all the boxes of all the gas masks and stuff. Meanwhile, people are gearing up, well, loonies, and they're calling out ICE, and they're calling on their fellow Americans to go be jackasses.
You all need to be arming yourselves right now. You all need to learn how to shoot guns. You all need to learn how to protect yourselves. You guys need to learn what to do in a situation where you get detained and how to help your friends when they are getting detained. You all need to become aware of what's happening right now and how there is no protesting this without some sort of militant action.
I think I'm willing to die for this. I'm patient, I'm intentional, and I'm very slow to anger. And if I'm here, I believe that I'm not alone. I would be willing to wager that anybody else who's paying attention is right here with me. I think the people are ready. We're attending record-breaking rally after rally across the country, even the world, but we lack a clear plan beyond basically complaining in all its forms.
Good morning. Did you know most ICE agents don't wear their plates properly? I've seen it. They leave their sternum exposed. Also their pelvis. Almost no armor these motherfuckers wear is going to cover their pelvis.
Oh. What the fuck is wrong with you? The fuck, people? What the fuck is wrong with you? Honestly. Did you just do? What the fuck did you just do? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god! 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 What the fuck did you just do? What the fuck did you just do? Yes, Liz, somebody call the ambulance. Somebody call the ambulance. Somebody needs to call the ambulance. Somebody call 911. I can't believe they just did that. Holy shit. Holy shit. Just get come on. Come on. Oh my god, you fucking people, man. You're fucking killing us. Why would you do that? Oh my God! Oh my God! I can't believe I'm seeing this. I can't believe I'm seeing this. Oh my God! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come here! Come on! Come here! It is.
Hey, welcome to Boomer vs. X. Come one, come all. Please like, share, and subscribe. You wanted the best, now you're gonna get the best. Hey, Boomer, how are you?
Hey, I'm the best. That's what I am. I'm the best, the best.
You're the best around. No, nothing's gonna stop and get you down. You're the best around.
Yep.
Remember when you were the stunt double to the Karate Kid?
Oh, that was a long time ago. But who are the best? The subscribers. The subscribers are the best. You're the best.
Always begging for subscribers, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, by the
old.
way.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Come subscribe. Like and subscribe, man. Do it now. Like an Antifa protester. You're always there. Put on your Antifa hat. Your shirts,
yeah,
you know.
We want to thank the new subscribers. Thank you to Kevin Heiser.
Ooh,
we appreciate you.
That's an Antifa name. Kevin Heiser.
That's right.
Antifa.
Kevin, we salute you. And that wasn't a Roman salute. That was a United States salute.
That wasn't one of these.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it. We'll get banned from every club in California and Texas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man. So I guess we got to talk about the latest ICE shooting.
Yeah.
ICE shooting part 2.
Yes.
It happened again.
And it's going to happen again and again and again. These guys won a revolution.
Yeah. Well, what I don't want to do is play you guys about 20, 30 different angles of the video.
Yeah.
You played a video from the beginning. I think you got to look at this from a legal perspective and not an emotional one.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Of course, dealing with police, any use of force is always done legally. You got to take the emotion out of it. What happened there was Graham v. Conn, Gary v. Ohio, and the Tennessee v. Gardner. The totality of the circumstances. Was he resisting? Yes. What kind of crime did he commit? And what was the reason for the stop? Was the officer under threat? And what comes into play here, in my opinion, is called furtive moves. It's called the furtive movement general rule. What that is he was reaching. He was probably disarmed by that other guy, but he may not have known it, and he was still reaching for his gun, and the other policeman probably didn't see the disarmament, probably saw him reaching towards his waistband, and that gives him probable reason to shoot. There's case law on this, the Rizzo case of 91. It was a drug deal. They were chasing a guy doing drugs, selling drugs. He was reaching. The cop shot him in the face, and he survived. And he said, "Why did you shoot me in the face?" And what he was reaching for was a bottle. But the cop didn't know that. And the court said the cop didn't know that. He just saw you reaching for something, and he shot you. And it's good. The Arguenta case that just got ruled a couple of years ago.
Right.
Same thing. The cop saw you like this in a strange position, and boom, there you go.
I was reaching for a bottle of Yoo-hoo. Yeah, look,
so
man.
That's what comes into play in this case, in my opinion.
Okay. But what I want you guys to understand is that you can't forget that all of this is happening in a fraction of a second.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You can't expect these guys to sit down, have a big discussion in a town hall meeting in a split second. It's not possible.
You notice his arms didn't go like this. I give up, I surrender, and he lays down flat. It doesn't show his hands at all. He's armed and he's doing this.
Well,
his
he's resisting.
Arms are here. He's fighting.
He's acting crazy. I don't even think he was intentionally resisting. I think he's a normal, docile, peaceful man who's an ICU nurse who's playing Che Gavera for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're not about that life and all of a sudden you're in the thick of that life, you freak out. He's acting all crazy because now he's got about 12 federal agents grabbing him.
Mm-hmm.
There's some woman on the floor. I think he was trying to help her up. I don't know what he was trying to do. To be honest, it looked like he was attacking her. I'm not saying he was. In fact, I admit that he wasn't. But it was just a zany situation.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know.
Again, these people put themselves into these situations willingly.
When you when you watch the video, he was in the middle of the street directing traffic. Why? That's not your job. Go on the sidewalk. Watch from a peaceful distance. No, he was in the middle of the street directing traffic, and for all we know, he could have been impeding traffic. I don't know that definitively.
Arthur, I have never gotten myself in the middle of a policeman interaction. Never.
Why would you? Why would you?
Why would I?
You might get shot.
The agent pushes the woman out of the way, and he attacks the agent to defend the woman? What are you insane?
No. What he did was he was white knighting for a for a B-52 Betty, Joy Behar from The View.
Mm-hmm.
He gave up his life for illegal aliens and a Joy Behar from The View. Insanity.
The first video you played, can you imagine them 1860? The Southerners. Well, it's time to pick up arms to fight the Northerners. We're going to fight those goddamn Yankees. It's time to go. Let's pick up your musket.
All right.
Those are the same Southern Democrats from 150 years ago that are getting ready to fight the government all over again.
And let me ask you something. Why on earth would you bring a SIG to a protest? What are you doing?
You know, I've heard a lot of bad things about those guns that they shoot. They go off on
They
their own.
constantly misfire. They constantly misfire. I would never buy a SIG. Why would you ever buy a SIG? They're garbage. And I know a lot of you guys in the comments are going to know SIGs are good.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they misfire. There's a model that there's been dozens of lawsuits.
I just heard. I don't know for a fact, but I just heard. Don't come
Well,
out.
It's in my opinion that they're garbage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But why on earth would you bring a firearm loaded with 2 clips to a protest?
Arthur, every gun class I've ever taken says, yeah, you're legally entitled to carry, but they've never said, go carry at a riot. Go riot while you're armed. They've never told me that. Never. And I've taken a lot of gun classes.
And the Democrats are trying to flip this like, oh, I thought you conservatives were all for the Second Amendment.
We're for responsible gun ownership and gun carry. We're responsible. That was irresponsible.
I'm all for the Second Amendment. I don't even think there should be any anti-gun laws, except for the fact that if you're a felon, you shouldn't be able to carry a firearm. I guess if you're mentally disabled, you shouldn't be able to have a firearm. But I am all for the Second Amendment. But I would never, ever bring a firearm to an already volatile situation. Would you, Boomer?
No. You would. And why would you fight a cop while you're armed? He doesn't know that you're. He didn't say, I'm carrying and throw up his hands. I'm a licensed carrier. I'm a licensed carrier. He didn't say that. I've got a firearms permit. I got a gun on me. He didn't say that. When you get stopped by the cops and they ask you, do you have any weapons? Here in Texas, you're illegally supposed to say, yes, I am a licensed carrier and my gun is in my waist. My gun is in the glove compartment. You're supposed to tell the police that.
So
when you're carrying and you get stopped by the cops, you throw up your hands and say, here's my gun, and they take it from you. He didn't do that.
So it's like if I invited you to a bonfire. We're going to have this big bonfire, and we're all going to sit around the bonfire and have glasses of beer, and we're going to watch the fire. And you show up with the big 40-ounce glass of gasoline.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. It's insane, man. Rumor has it that he's part of a signal chat group.
Okay.
But we'll get into that later. Speaking of another deranged liberal, have you ever heard of Political Girl?
Did you see it yet? Not blue hair, not a radical, not an immigrant, not even a woman who we know you have no respect for. This is a white, seemingly straight, good-looking young man, an ICU nurse who works at the VA helping our heroes. He was on the street filming when ICE double-handed pushed a woman to the ground, and he went over and he stood between her and their violence. And then the federal officers pepper sprayed both of them, and he still kept his body between her and these out-of-control monsters. So then 8 untrained cowards jumped him. They disarmed him because he told them he was carrying, with a legal permit, by the way, in a concealed carry state, and then they executed him in front of a street full of people on camera. And when his lifeless body was on the ground for the crime of protecting someone who was being attacked, these fucking psychopaths put at least 5 more bullets into his body. And we're supposed to believe they were fearing for their lives? DHS and ICE are already on TV saying he was armed and violently resisting. No, he wasn't, you fucking liars. He wasn't violent, you were. You are the armed criminals. You are the ones with no place in civil society. The United States Senate is voting on ICE's funding next week. And this is a group that does not deserve to be funded. Any senator
Where's all that passion for the gangs?
who pays for this mob of unhinged murderers is out of their fucking mind, because this cannot be retrained. This has to be stopped. So if you are a U.S. senator right now, do not write a fucking tweet. Do not write a fucking tweet. Write a bill. Write a bill that abolishes this heinous department. Yes, we need immigration officers, but we don't need whatever the fuck these guys are.
What a performance. She's a fucking theater kid with all the movements.
Angry.
Where's her passion getting rid of the Latin Kings and the Crips and the
Right.
Bloods and all those? Where's her passion for that? Those are unhinged murderers. Where's her passion for that?
I've dated women like that, and the first couple weeks, I always keep it a secret that I'm a conservative,
Mm-hmm.
and it never fails. In the end, it was never meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I dig chicks like that. They turn me on, man.
Psychos.
Psychopaths.
You get off on the whole drama. Turns you on. You'd be surprised how many
maniac.
men I've met that go for psycho chicks like that.
Yeah, I think it's because my mom was nuts.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that, about the funding. The Democrats don't want to fund immigration anymore. They don't want to fund ICE anymore because of this latest incident. She's insane.
Yeah, you got that for sure. It's amazing how I see all these warriors, soldiers for justice. Where were they when I was working at the department? Where were you outside the facility? Where were they at the county jail? Where are these people? Where are these people when the gangs are killing each other?
She called this an execution. Let's see what an attorney has to say about Section 18, Code 18 of the law. Let's check it out.
How you say? Well, let's start here. Anyone who hinders, obstructs, delays immigration efforts, or even attempts to or conspires to do so is guilty of a criminal offense under 8 United States Code Section 1324. And we have actually talked about that statute on several occasions. But guess what? If these actions to hinder, obstruct, or delay ultimately result in you coming into contact, physical contact with a law enforcement officer that could then be deemed an assault, now we're talking about a violation of 18 United States Code Section 111.
If you come into contact with the law enforcement officer, you could be in violation of 18.
111.
I don't know. It looked like he came into contact with some officers to me. What about you, Boomer?
Well, I don't know. According to that woman, he wasn't resisting. Oh, and she didn't describe him as a cisgender white male.
Yeah, what a beach, as in the ocean.
How dare she assume his gender? Who knows? Maybe he was non-binary.
Yeah, you don't know. He could have been.
Yeah.
He could have been. What else could he have been?
Oh, he could have been a Zur, one of those Zurs I keep hearing about. He could have been a furry. Huh? Could have been a furry.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
Let's
Yeah.
continue.
which states that it is unlawful for any person to forcibly assault, resist, oppose, impede, intimidate, or interfere with any person designated in Section 114 of this title while they are engaged in or on account of the performance of official duties. And then when you take a look at Section 1114, it lists all of these other statutes which cite to particular administrative agencies. And yes, Immigration Customs Enforcement is one of them. Now, how much trouble can you be in? Well, according to the very same statute, where the acts in violation of this section constitute only simple assault, be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 1 year or both. And where such acts involve physical contact with the victim of that assault or the intent to commit another felony, be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 8 years or both. And listen,
You may even die.
Mm-hmm.
You may even die.
Yeah. And I didn't hear him scream at the top of his lungs, "I'm a license holder." Did you hear that? I heard a bunch of women scream. I heard a bunch of commotion. Maybe he
Yeah.
was muttering it under his breath, but I didn't hear it. Let me tell you a story. When I was working school security for schools, we got a call many, many, many years ago. This teacher, there's a kid in my classroom, he's got a knife. So me and another guard, we respond, and it's this skinny little white dude, weirdo, fruity loopy. I mean, he was out there. So we take him, and yeah, he had a knife. So we're searching him. He had a knife in this pocket. We're searching him over here. He has a knife in that. We took 6 knives. He was carrying 6 knives, hiding 6 knives.
Well, maybe he was a salesman for Cutco.
Yeah, maybe he was a salesman, for the Ginzu knife. Yeah. You don't know if this guy's got another knife, another gun somewhere. Just because you take one gun, all of a sudden he's disarmed? No,
Yeah,
you don't know that.
That's another thing I wanted to mention. So one of the agents, allegedly, we really don't know, because I don't care what anybody says, there's like 30 angles, and they're all bad. They're all grainy. It all happens in a split second. But what people don't understand, he could have had 3 other guns on him. You have no idea. I mean, he was already dumb enough to bring a gun to a volatile situation. Maybe he's dumb enough to have another firearm.
You don't know.
You don't know. Boomer knows. So let's take a look at the actual document. Here we are. Here's the code. 18 U.S. Code 111, assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers or employees. You can download this. It's there for everyone to see. There it is. Every T cross, every I dotted.
And it's just common sense not to attack a policeman. Just common.
Well,
it's a thing you just don't do.
But
you know what
but
I
let's
mean?
let's just concede that. Let's just concede that he didn't attack the policeman. He stupidly got right in the middle and acted crazy.
My contention, and
I know,
I sound like
but
a broken record.
Right.
Why don't they get in the middle of the drug deal?
Yeah, you sound
Why
like a
don't they get
broken
in the
record.
middle
We
of,
hear
of the gang dispute?
because they're leftist liberals, man. They like to pretend. They like to pretend that the world is this beautiful, soft place, gentle and pure. White is the driven snow. But it's not, is it? It's a very ugly place. There's danger and evil lurking in every shadow, creeping in every corner.
If they have suddenly found this newfound courage, this newfound bravado, go fight the gangster. Because Minneapolis is a crime-ridden cesspool. Minneapolis is burned to the fucking ground, and it's got crime day and night.
But here's the thing. You heard that lady when it all went sideways. Ah! The other lady ran over, and when she looked over to look at the dead body, she screamed, and then this chick screams again. Ah! They're not about that. They're not about that life.
There are dead bodies every day in Minneapolis.
Right.
There are dead bodies, 50 dead bodies on the weekend in Minneapolis.
Yeah,
What
but
is
they
it?
geared.
She doesn't go look at those bodies? Because
No,
they're
she
black?
doesn't. No, she's just not about that life. What she does is she goes on TikTok, she gears up, she puts some tough guy music in the background, and she tells everybody, get up, do something, don't be complicit. She gets her goggles on and her knee pads and her elbow pads, and she goes out there. Some guy gets 12 holes put in him, and now she's like, she turns into a Muppet from Fraggle Rock.
You know what? You might be onto something there, because
I am.
Because instant it becomes all too real, they freak out.
Oh my God! Yeah,
you're right. They're not of the thug life. They're not of the gangster life. They're pretending. So and they're a pretend play. So you're probably right. Yeah, because the minute the gangster shit hits the fan, they freak out. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, and look, don't get me wrong, Boomer. I totally understand what you're saying. I've often thought about that constantly. Why don't they go where it counts? I got you. The reality is these people are cosplayers. They're not gangsters. They're not tough people. They're very soft, sheltered, docile people.
And who protects them? Who keeps them in that fantasy world of theirs? Conservatives. We do. We walk the streets at night. We patrol the corridors of prisons. We're on the ships, your lily white asses, and the military. Conservatives. Military, law enforcement, conservative people are protecting their freaking fantasies. We protect you.
Well, it turns out that we actually received a divine transmission from Alex Pretti. I'm not joking. He streamed a seance and has a message for America.
No way.
Would you like to hear it, Boomer?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Have you ever spoken to somebody in the outer realm before?
Maybe when I was maybe.
All right, let's hear this.
I was under anesthesia.
Alex, are you ready? Okay, he's ready.
I fucked around and found out that law enforcement don't play games.
What do you think? But don't laugh. That was...
I don't want to disrespect the dead. I want to keep my mouth shut.
Was that in poor taste? Was it too soon?
It was too soon.
Listen,
but it was real. It was real, right? I mean, you know. Well, yeah. Leave the man alone. You know.
Hey, man, come on.
Let him rest in peace.
We can't laugh about things, and what do we have? You thought it was funny, didn't you?
But it's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's true, but you know, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, don't
let the guy,
you know what?
let the guy go.
This was all Boomer's idea, and I want to say, Boomer, I don't want to be pressured to do stuff like that anymore. It's not the type of show I want to have. All right, so in the future, just let's not do that stuff. Okay.
But
so yeah, man.
It's funny how I'm making the comparisons of them and the Southern Democrats of the 60s. It's strange how the Democrats always want to go to civil war. They always want to get into a shooting war. Conservatives, we just want to be left alone. The Democrat is never tired of chaos.
And why is that?
Because
can I tell you why?
He lives in a chaotic world. His mind is chaotic. It's unsettled. He's never at peace. I remember the 70s I remember the 60s when the Beatles brought transcendental meditation and everybody went to psychotherapy and everybody was searching for themselves. These people are lost. They're lost without meaning. And the cult craze came in because people were just wandering aimlessly, searching.
Well, if you're wandering aimlessly and searching, you don't have to wander or search anymore. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that alert button. Thank you for subscribing.
Yes, listen to the boomers. Listen to the old people. Listen to us, man.
No, don't listen to boomers. Don't listen to Xers either.
Listen to those Generation Zs, man. Those guys are nuts.
Okay, so I get what you're saying. They live in the fantasy world. All that stuff is correct. But I think that they do this because you have Democrat leaders that are encouraging them and brainwashing them. You have the media that's brainwashing them. They call us Nazis. They call us fascists. And these people have been told that they're under an oppressing regime. So they believe it. They believe this shit. I know people that are posting the craziest stuff. This is a Third Reich. This happened before in Germany. Everybody was complicit. 6 million Jews died. It's going to happen again. For example, did you hear what the Attorney General from Arizona said about ICE? Have you heard?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, it's crazy. It's crazier than Alex Pretti talking to us from the dead. This is her.
And you think your life is in danger, you're allowed to use lethal force, i.e. a gun or
somebody
some
runs
other
up
weapon.
to your car with a gun out,
Right.
tries to open your door,
right.
with a mask on.
Well, and I mean, you're just literally describing what happened in Minneapolis to Renee Nicole Good.
Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays catching criticism over recent comments referencing Arizona's stand your ground laws and ICE.
What I was hearing coming from the Arizona Attorney General, the highest law enforcement representative in the state of Arizona, who was basically giving a tutorial on how to shoot police officers, specifically ICE agents.
The Democratic AG now facing calls to step down.
The AG has to first immediately retract what she said, admit that it was bad and dangerous advice. And following that, she needs to resign in disgrace.
Our state.
Can you imagine that dunderhead going on a podcast saying that crazy shit? Can you imagine? What a dunderhead.
Listen to Jacob Fry. Listen to Tim Walz. What do they say? Fight ICE? And the cop goes like this?
She basically...
Yeah, fight ICE and get the fuck out of my city. What are they saying? You got no business here?
She basically told all the liberal Democratic voters, hey, technically, if somebody approaches your vehicle, you have the right to shoot them. Well, who's going to vehicles lately? Federal agents. Repel the 19th, man. I'm telling you, man, these women are nuts.
Yeah.
Look, yes, remember Maxine Waters. Remember
Punch him in the face?
AOC. Remember it. Yeah, all of these. Look, I don't even think some men should vote. I think voting should be done by household. But women are driven by emotion. And when they get upset, it's like that old saying, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. My mind was blown when I heard that woman say that.
Yeah.
How is she not in jail? The Attorney General.
Yeah, well, look at your Attorney General from California. All the crap that comes out of California.
But it's a given that we're retarded. Arizona is a red state, right?
It's kind of purplish. It's reddish purple. Yeah.
Straight to jail. If it were up to me.
It used to be really red when Barry Goldwater was there, but it's become, it fluctuates, but it is red for the most part.
Well, she's not the only politician losing her mind. Let's check out what AOC has to say.
What does this witch have to say?
She is instinctively, I would say she's very pretty, but she is so dumb that she is so hideous.
Earlier in this video, you do not see immediate evidence of anyone reaching for a firearm. It has been reported that he had a legal permit, and this administration's response is that the very fact that he was a legal firearm owner was a reason for them to shoot him in the street.
No, they never said that. They never once said that. That you're lying. You are making that up.
How did she come to that conclusion?
She made it
They
up.
didn't know he was a legal firearm owner.
Right.
They don't know this guy from Adam.
Oh, look how I froze the screen. She's kind of hot there, huh? Let's. I know it's painful, but let's hear what she.
You see directly from DHS's own accounts, they themselves do not claim anything in their accounts or their evidence about these actions, about any precipitating action, just the fact that he was armed.
Yeah. I mean, you're armed.
You've got a gun on you, lady.
AOC, close your eyes. There she goes. Stupidity makes you, it stumps you, doesn't it? How dumb she is.
Well, if she would dye her hair blonde, she would be a dumb blonde, as we used to call it back in the day.
Yeah.
That's very sexist. You can't say that anymore.
This is a pivotal moment And if we do not do something now to contain this
Do you hear? Okay, so that's what we're talking about. She says this is a pivotal moment. If we do not do something, they get them going, they get them in the streets, they get them fighting law enforcement, they get them bringing guns to a protest. This is what I'm talking about. They want to burn it down because they didn't win in 2024.
Arthur, if she went to a foreign country and she got into some situation,
all right,
will that person know that she's a sitting member of Congress? No, that person doesn't know her from Adam. So her identification is through osmosis. That's what she's basically saying. You should know telepathically who I am. That's what she's saying. Those law enforcement people should have telepathically linked their synapses with that guy. Information should have been passed. I have a license to carry. Blah, blah, blah. That's what she's saying. She's talking childish gibberish nonsense.
Not only that, I actually think she believes it. That's how dumb she is. A little more.
abuse of power and violence, which the administration has already indicated earlier this week in discussions about using the Insurrection Act, in which Carolyn Leavitt confirmed that it will be utilized, and they were looking at utilizing against Americans based on their political affiliation.
No, they're going to use it against you guys because you're in the streets causing mayhem.
The Insurrection Act was used by Eisenhower against the Democratic Party institution and that didn't want to segregate. They didn't want to let black little children into their schools as a Democratic Party institution, as the apparatus of that state.
So are you telling me the Democrats? Are you telling me the Democrats are acting up again? Are you telling me that once again we're going to have to use the Insurrection Act against the Democrats?
Yeah.
It's always the Democrats. Can you imagine our founding fathers? Well, we need to put in what is called the Insurrection Act because those damn Democrats are crazy.
Well, the Whiskey Rebellion and all those rebellions, the Democratic Party wasn't existing back then. At least I don't think so. Those were Democrats.
No.
Whether they knew it or not.
Yeah, no, you're right. So as I said before, you have a guy named Cam Higbee, and he uncovered what we're now calling Signalgate. Apparently, these Democrats have this chat group, and they all communicate with each other. And they communicate where ICE agents are going to be. They take their license plate numbers. They follow them. They coordinate attacks, essentially is what they're doing. Let's take a look.
The Signal group chat that all these protesters in Minneapolis have been using to communicate with each other. I know many of us have always thought it's so strange how these people can just flock to all these different locations in the city so fast. The left tries to say it's like organic. Oh, they're just showing up for their community. This is literally just names of people in this chat. Hundreds of names of people communicating with each other. Like, it just keeps going. Like right here, we're only at K right now. This is how many names are in this list. They have these little symbols next to their name in this chat to show what they do in this movement. So you have license plate checkers, dispatch, mobile patrol. Here they have an actual place where you can put in people's license plates that you suspect could be ICE. If you see a vehicle that just happens to look like an ICE vehicle, you can put it in, and a bunch of other protesters will see it eventually.
And you know, there have been dozens of normal people minding their own business. All of a sudden, they get surrounded by maniacs who think they're ICE. And they're just normal people.
Why don't they form neighborhood watch associations to look out for criminals? They would eliminate crime overnight if they're that organized.
Because right now the big threat is a Nazi fascist regime that has taken Americans hostage. And that's more important, looming above us. That's a bigger threat than criminals.
Arthur, these people are living in their heads. They're living in dreams. They don't wake up every morning.
They're delusional.
And just harass the shit out of them. One of the last things he showed was this message saying, home base is expecting me. He was not able to figure out what home base is, and I don't think anyone else has either. But this really just shows how organized these people are. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. These people clearly either have no jobs and just live off the government, or they're getting funding from somewhere to be able to do all of this.
So there you go. There's Signalgate, which Cam Higbee uncovered. Isn't that insane? Let me show you another. This is Cam showing us communication between leftists. Look, river heading west on 29th off Bloomington. This is the silver Ford Explorer with New York plates. Can't change my emoji. Take it away. Black Lexus. I know it wasn't here before. Plate check. White SUV. Kansas. River Road.
I think these are just
maniacs,
anarchists, communists, that have wanted the destruction of the United States since its inception. They've wanted the destruction of Western civilization since Karl Marx put out the Communist Manifesto.
Yeah, but look how many like white liberal women and low testosterone men we've got. They haven't been planning and plotting to destroy the country from the beginning.
The anarchist movement in the United States goes back a long history to the Haymarket bombings of Chicago, the 1800s, Sacco and Vanzetti, you name it. It has a long, deep-rooted history. I keep telling you the stories of me dealing with the anarchists back in the late 80s, early 90s in Washington and Oregon. They're here. They've always been there. It's an element of the liberal progressive, this destructiveness, this infatuation, total destruction. They get off on it to totally destroy you and your world. It's a very strange personality.
So very strange. And along with Cam Higbee, Lives of TikTok uncovered something interesting as well. The man who was killed by ICE was apparently in anti-ICE resistant signal chat groups. Do you know who's running the chats? Minnesota State Representative Alex Faulkner. He admitted it. He's open about it. This is a political leader in Minnesota.
You know, yesterday we had the young man, 13-year-old, handcuffed by ICE, his father taken away. I arrived there as soon as I could. I talked to some of the family members. It's devastating. And I don't know, just going home and talking to my kids about what happened and how this is
he's gonna cry,
affecting our community. These are terrible times, but we will get through it. We'll get stronger for it, and we will look out for one another. Before coming to the state level.
Traitor, going against your own country for a bunch of Somali immigrants that defrauded your state.
Legislature.
You don't think you got it?
I'm a community organizer at heart, and that's part of what I'm trying to bring to the legislature. I'm helping to lead the community response, rapid response network that we have.
That's it, the Rapid Response Network.
Why doesn't he go to the house of the guy that just got killed by a Somali? That innocent girl that got violated by a Somali.
This man is actively putting the lives of federal agents at risk. This man right here, Minnesota State Senator. Look at him.
Who knows how much he's getting paid by the Somalis?
Apparently billions. I mean,
suitcases full of cash.
Yeah.
Where's Nick Shirley when you need him?
Yeah, where's Nick Shirley?
Given any ICE situations. I have a couple cards here. I'm willing to stop to stay around and talk with anybody that wants any more information. We've got a couple groups on the app Signal that we would love for you to join. Whether or not you want to be a part of the Resistance Network, I fully understand that you may not be comfortable with that, but
look at them.
Do they even understand English?
That's who he's fighting for.
Good God.
Those are the students of the Leering Center.
I don't know, something Leering Center.
Yeah, there you go. Scholars of the Leering Center.
Yeah.
And these people...
I graduated Leering Center.
These people don't care about that guy. They're like, go ahead, dum-dum. Keep doing it. Look at him. You promised us Nick Shirley. Where is he?
Yeah.
The streets will flow with the blood of Nick Shirley.
That's what they want. They want Nick Shirley. I want to take him out of the boat in the ocean like the pirate I am.
All right. Yeah, man. The world.
Uh-huh.
All right, so we covered Signalgate. So now the Democrats have decided that they're going to shut the government down again.
They made a decision?
Let's listen.
Finally?
Now, this is a live look at Capitol Hill as Senator Chuck Schumer is saying that Democrats in the Senate will block the government funding bill if it includes money for the Department of Homeland Security. This is in reaction to that fatal shooting this morning. We have a couple posts on social media about this breaking news. This is from Bloomberg. It says Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer vowed to block a massive funding package next week unless Republicans agree to strip funding for the Department of Homeland Security, dramatically increasing the risk for a partial U.S. government shutdown. And we have the post from Schumer himself.
Oh, here we go.
He says, what's happening in Minnesota is appalling and unacceptable in any American city. Democrats sought common sense reforms in the Department of Homeland Security spending bill, but because of Republicans' refusal to stand up to President Trump, the DHS bill is woefully inadequate to rein in the abuses of ICE. I will vote no. Senate Democrats will not provide the votes to proceed to the appropriations bill if the DHS funding bill is included. And we also...
I demand you give us back our voter base.
Shutting down the government for illegal aliens again. Yeah. In the middle of winter. You know how many people are under 10 feet of snow with no power? And these Democrats are going to shut down your government? You know, I went to the store and the shelves were empty. I have pictures of it. The shelves were empty. People are under snow. We can't go out in the cars because it's all full of ice. And these sons of bitches are going to shut down the government again over illegal aliens? Don't fund law enforcement?
They didn't get what they want, my friend. They didn't get what they want.
That's what Democrats vote for. That is the personality type that we have to watch out for. That personality that votes for that Democrat, that stubbornness, that inability to introspect and look into yourself. Why am I voting for this again? I know it's wrong. I know the guy taking a crap on my lawn. I got to get rid of him, but I'm going to vote for Democrats. I know the old lady in the frozen house needs help, but I'm going to shut down the government. I got to vote Democrat. Look into yourself. Do some introspection. Why are you voting Democrat?
Because they're crazy. They're nuts. They're insane. They're brainwashed by the media. They're brainwashed by Tim Walz, by Frey, AOC, by Chuck Schumer. They are brainwashed by The View. They are brainwashed by Jimmy Kimmel. They have drank the Kool-Aid. So Governor Tim Walz called in the Minnesota National Guard. And it turns out that they're on scene and they're giving coffee and donuts to protesters.
What? They're doing what?
Like coffee? It's almost Valentine's Day. We get a shot of it, so.
Thank you all.
This is how you spend taxpayer money on military trained people? As clerks at a 7-Eleven?
Yeah, they are giving coffee and donuts to protesters and agitators. Isn't that wild?
No, I've seen everything. And you still vote Democrat for this stupidity? I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell people.
Hey, man, you and I argue over Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes, but we don't argue over this.
And I'm right about Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes. You're wrong.
Okay. Yeah, that's insane.
That is stupidity. A trained military guy passing out donuts? You couldn't hire a freaking teenager to do that?
By the way,
you know how much money on him? Hundreds of thousands of dollars is spent on that one guy to train him to be a military guy, and you've got him passing out coffee and donuts?
Also, he's also telling people to please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that alert button. All right.
We'll give you a coffee and a donut.
No, we will not give you a coffee and a donut. We don't have any merch yet. All right. So I guess we're going to close out the show with a little bit of Governor Walz. Let's hear what he has to say.
Idiot.
This retard. Whoa, is that, can I say that? Is that allowed?
Say it, say it.
All right, here we go.
Be free, be free.
You're allowed to decide at any point that you're not with this anymore. If you voted for this administration, heck, even if you thought Operation Metro Surge was a good idea, sounded like the thing to do a month ago, you're still allowed to look at what's happening here in Minnesota and say, this isn't what I voted for and this isn't what I want.
Well, you let your state burn down on
Speak out,
purpose.
share what
Stop
you're
it.
seeing, and urge others to put politics aside. We're no longer having a political debate. We're having a moral debate.
No, we're not. See, that's the problem. They're talking about morality, and we're talking about the rule of law.
We send politicians to statehood, to state office and local office to improve my life. Fix the goddamn potholes. Have the buses go on time. Have the trash be picked up.
All right.
Quality of life issues. That's what we elect these people for. Not morality. No, this. I want lower taxes. I want good schools. I want the roads fixed. That's what we elect them for. And what did he do? What did Gavin Newsom do? They burned down the whole cities. Entire swaths of their old state. They're all gone. Crime is rampant.
They opened the borders. They opened the borders. They let criminals and murderers into our streets because they count on those people to vote for them. That's the only way they can win elections.
I sent these guys to fix my roads and provide me with good school and a safe park for my kids, not for their schemes, their insane schemes to stay in power for eternity. And why are they going to stay in power for eternity? So you can steal my taxpayer money? Ilhan Omar is worth $50,000 in 1 year. The next year she's worth $30 million.
She is.
Nancy
Ilhan
Pelosi
Omar.
went in on a government salary and now she's worth $200 million. That's what you want to stay in power for eternity.
For money and power. Yeah. They sold us out for money and power. That's it. Hey, wouldn't you like to have multiple homes and nice cars and a fat bank account?
I'd like to live in a nice, safe city. And Minneapolis is not that. Minnesota is not that. Minnesota is full of tax fraud and riots and burning and looting and stealing. And so is California, and so is New York, and so is Illinois.
And so is Memphis. Remember when Trump had to send the National Guard to Washington, D.C.?
Memphis accepted the National Guard. They worked with ICE, and it's not bad now. It's
right.
Look at Memphis now.
Well, you had to bring in the National Guard. You had to bring in law and order, didn't you?
You can't have a society. You can't have a school. You can't have an institution without safety. It goes hand in hand.
Right.
You have an institution, a city, a school, a household. You can't have it without safety. Number one.
Yeah. Right. That's right. That's right, Boomer. Well said.
You can't have a good place without it being safe.
All right. That was good, Boomer. I'm going to have them give you an extra applesauce.
Subscribe. Just give me subscribers. Give me
All right,
subscribers.
relax. All right. Well, listen. We've gone too long. We've gone long enough.
I haven't.
Everybody, thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that alert button. If you happen to go out and agitate and protest, apparently they're handing donuts and coffee out in Minnesota. Boomer, any last words? It's not flowing this episode, man. Anyways, all right. Well, anyways, thank you for watching. Boomer, BVX. Where is the button? Out.